can somebody, anyone, please craft a fan art with Sakurako chilling with Victory Canales from Gossip and Kami-sama no Memo respectively, because I need that shit in my life, because I am starting to love Sakurako Kujo's character on that level. Just no lie, she is incredible. Most likely going to end up being my best girl this season. It's only really her and Yachi out here that are going, and Kuon, but it's really Sakurako and Yachi that are going at it, and I think she's gonna win this shit, because behind that crass exterior, the kindness that abounds within her, and the dichotomy between that and this kind of darkness that lurks inside of her, and the hatred and anguish from, you know, most likely from losing Soutarou, she's scarred, and you see shows and signs of that in every episode, and I'm just like, yo, I'm utterly in love with Sakurako's character, dude. That plus the genius and the detective prowess, it's too real. And in this episode, dude, there's this one scene where she's talking about stress and anxiety and everything like that, and after she exposes the painting and is going on this long rant against Takeshi, which I'm going to get into in a second, and she's like, men can actually die of heartbreak before letting out this twisted chuckle, dude. I was just like, yo, what if that has more significance and you know, potentially ties to Soutarou as well, but also showcasing, you know, the more macabre, you know, side of Sakurako and her tendencies and everything like that. But let's dive into the episode. Sakurako-san, episode 5. I apologize for not doing a review last week. I did not watch the episode last week. I just watched it before watching this one, and it was nice to have this two-part kind of arc just sitting and watching it in one go, and I was able to, and this is what I love about mysteries of this nature, when I'm able to get that moment where I easily saw the conclusion coming, and everything was foreshadowed perfectly and set up to the point where you could easily gloss over it and miss it and not come to the realization until the point that our, you know, MCs do, or you can see it beforehand. It was funny because I didn't even see the episode last week, and I was in a podcast with my boys Kukellen and Joey Baggins, and we were talking about it, and we pretty much foresaw the majority of these conclusions with the painting and everything like that, you know, potentially having some toxic effect and whatnot. Hector's, you know, the dog Hector, you know, eventually ending up with Sakurako. I knew it was going to happen. I knew she was going to go back with Sakurako. There was no other way. And it's nice at that ending, you know, scene at the end to see, like, Ichan and Hector, all the characters that we've seen beforehand kind of coming together and everything like that, and plus getting to see a glimpse of Sakurako's aunt. It was awesome. It was awesome. But the biggest thing that we have right now, before I get back into the revelations with this episode and how the mystery unfolded and into Takeshi's character, because as soon as the man got up for the cigarette, I was like, he still wants to die. This man is still trying to kill himself. And I was wondering the whole time as he was sitting there, and if he was feigning ignorance or if he actually, you know, didn't know. And it is revealed that he genuinely did not know about the effects of the painting at the very least, you know. And that was a fucking three-pronged attack from this fiendish art appraiser who is lurking in the shadows, which I'm going to spend the rest of this video talking about. But the man still wanted to kill himself, and the bill, but I knew he, you know, generally wouldn't have put his daughter at risk and everything like that. He did not, you know about the arsenic and the mold that was growing on the painting and everything, which the revelations of that and how, you know, Sakurako was able to deduce all of this and going into, you know, the different medical terminology and everything. That's one thing I love about Sakurako. It gets me, because I love looking at things on that realistic physical level, and seeing that every episode and seeing how she puts things together based on that and based on her, you know, knowledge is amazing to me. But this motherfucker, at least everything turned out okay. I mean, I understand that he felt lost, and he felt as though he had failed his family and everything. But it's just as his wife Miyuki said to him, that as long as they're together, everything will be fine. There's no need to go out like this. And at first I was thinking that he was even going deeper than that and tying into the family history, and that they all committed suicide as well, and they were well aware of the painting and everything like that. But we find out about this art appraiser, which as soon as I saw the man lurking in the episode 4, I was thinking it was the dude from the OP. And we see the silhouette in this episode multiple times. It's the man from the OP, you know, with the butterfly symbolism and everything like that. And the resemblance to Sakurako is uncanny. It really is. And it wasn't even subtle what Troyca did with that one scene shift where they were sitting in the office looking at the painting, and it was at first where, you know, Takeshi was talking to the art appraiser, and then it shifts, and in the same position, overlaid over Sakurako's body, you see Sakurako. There's clearly some tie between the two, whether they're related in some sense, and we haven't heard anything really about Sakurako's parents and themselves, as far as I know, unless that was her mother. I believe that was her aunt. From what we've heard and everything like that, her uncle is the professor and everything. We haven't heard shit about her father. And what if this man is her father, potentially? Or it goes even deeper than that. And I don't know what his endgame is, whether it be to get to Sakurako or to just spread utter misery and despair and destroy people's lives, because I don't think it's going to go this way. But what if he's actually been the ones pulling the strings behind everything from the inception of the series? What if it's revealed to be so? And I think that would be almost too cliche of a path to go down, and I have much more faith in Sakurako's and the story's narrative than it to actually be that simple. But I could easily see him being behind everything if it actually was. So I just want to throw that possibility out there from the very beginning with the lovers, the fake lover suicide. Maybe he was behind that. Potentially going into that kind of Kami-sama no Memo vibe with the drugs that were taking place in episode 2, and maybe that abusive father. It goes deeper into like sort of an angel fix thing, and this man was the one supplying him with those drugs. Potentially, remember little Obachan, man? Maybe he pushed her off the fucking hillside. Who knows? Okay, but clearly I definitely see him, being behind the scenes and manipulating certain events, definitely going forward, and potentially having final clash with Sakurako, especially since because my girl is no fool. She clearly recognizes that something's off with the art appraiser and is seeking out, and that feels like a loose end to her as far as things are concerned. But the man from this, just to find out that he was the one, how they tied together with the roadblock with the car, being illegally parked and everything. Like, you see him sitting there with the fucking butterfly ornaments on the rear view. I'm just like, yo, this man, he's a straight fiend. He's an absolute straight fiend, willing to destroy. He could have killed that little baby, and he doesn't care. He wanted the baby to die, because he knew about it. He wanted the whole family to perish as a result of the painting. For what reason, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is his endgame involving Sakurako and wanting to get to her, but right now, it's up in the air. But ultimately, I love the pacing of these dual episodes and how things unfolded. You could see certain elements of it coming, but it was still refreshing to see how it actually played out and everything like that, from the painting revelation to, the endgame and everything that transpired. So, great episode of Sakurako, man. I really do love this series right now, and it seems as though we're finally going to get into, a very underlying and threading progression going forward with the rest of the series, dealing with this art appraiser, who clearly has ties to Sakurako, dealing with, her past with Soutarou, once again at the end of this episode, kind of seeing Soutarou and Shoutarou and everything like that, and getting that exposition. So I'm really hyped for this, to see how this series goes and progresses. But let me know your thoughts on this episode, and please, somebody get on the fan art, man. I need that fan art. I looked for it already. It doesn't exist yet. I need somebody to hook me up. It's necessary. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode, and I'm out. Peace.